J&V Restaurant Supply Team with Captain Darian White. Cola Bad Bear with rebounds.
Miami.
Madison Jackson assists. And your shooter from downtown, Leah Beatty. J&V Restaurant Supply. Savor the difference.
Hello, everyone. Colter Nuanez, Skyline Sports, SkylineSportsMT.com. Thanks so much for being with us. If you're not already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a whole bunch of video content coming up for you. Player interviews is one of our bread and butter, but also analysis-style videos like this. This is our players to watch, the Weber State Wildcats, as they make their way to Bozeman. Crazy to think that Weber has not been to Bozeman to play at Bobcat Stadium since 2017. Jeff Choate's second season at the helm for Montana State, and Jay Hill was just getting it rolling there at Weber. That was actually in the beginning part of what became a great run there for the Wildcats. So only a few guys on this Weber State team have been to Bobcat Stadium. We'll start our players to watch with one of the guys who has. He'll join us on the Big Sky Breakdown podcast later on this week. He's Ty Mcpherson. He's a senior wide receiver. He's a LDS missionary guy, so he is actually high school class of 2016, so been around for a long time, a veteran guy. He entered this season with 92 catches for 1,389 yards and 7 touchdowns, and he's been big time during his senior year. He leads the Big Sky Conference in yards per catch at exactly 20 yards per catch. He's got 25 grabs for 502 yards and 6 touchdowns. His touchdown total, the second best total in the Big Sky Conference. He's been catching his passes from a guy that's one of the most improved players in the Big Sky Conference. That's Bronson Baron. He's 6'3", 215-pound sophomore quarterback out of American Fork, Utah. He was a highly recruited guy, another LDS missionary kid, so a kid who was actually high school class of 2018. So even though he's only this is only his second full season of college football, he's been around for quite some time, been around the program for a while, and he's been great this year. He's completing 66% of his passes for 245 yards a game. He's thrown 11 touchdowns. Against Portland State last week, he threw for 275 yards and 3 more scores. A guy definitely to keep your eye on. And then at running back, Josh Davis is one of the most decorated players in the Big Sky Conference. He is a 3-time All-American, a 3-time first-team All-Big Sky guy. He won the Jerry Rice Award as the top freshman in the FCS his first year at Weber State. He's been so banged up, though. It was actually his second year at Weber State that he won the Jerry Rice because he tore his ACL against Montana Western in the very first game of the season, the very first game of his career. That was his second knee. He had a third knee later on, and he's also struggled with some ankle stuff as well. He's still a dude there at Weber State. They've just decided to run more of a 3-back system. So it's Josh Davis, Damon Bankston, and Dante McMillan. Those are the 3 main guys getting carries. Bankston's actually the leading rusher for Weber, 388 yards and 4 touchdowns, averaging 5.8 yards per carry. Davis has 338 yards and 2 scores, averaging 4.7 yards per run. And then McMillan, he has 267 yards and 4 more touchdowns. Weber rushing for 213 yards per game. That is certainly a staple under Jay Hill.
In just a few minutes, small business owners can now sign up for Blackfoot Communication Services. Whether it's dependable voice options or internet services, sign up simply by visiting blackfootsmallbusiness.com. Click on the services you wish, select an installation time and date, and you're done. Small business services at the touch of your fingers. Connect to more with Blackfoot Communications and blackfootsmallbusiness.com.
Weber State players to watch on the defensive side of the ball. They have all sorts of them. They're going to play a ton of guys in the secondary. Eddie Heckard is the primary returning guy in the secondary. He is a returning All-Big Sky guy. Max Anderson is a junior, and he's played sort of the nickel-dime spot because they'll play as many as 6 DBs on a given snap. And Anderson has been in the right place at the right time. He's got 5 of Weber State's Big Sky best 12 interceptions. And so he's been opportunistic there. Their top linebacker is Winston Reed. He looks just like the Weber State linebackers that came before him, 6'1", 230 pounds, runs really well, aggressive, nose for the ball. He's got 44 tackles, which is the team best, and 4.5 tackles for loss. And they also play a ton of defensive linemen. That's kind of the categorization of this defensive unit. They play a ton of guys. You're going to see as many as 6 DBs on the field, and you're probably going to see as many as 8 guys play in the defensive secondary. The linebackers, from what I've been able to watch, I think they're playing just 3 or 4 guys there, so more of a normal number there. And then up front, they're going to play 6, 7, 8 guys up front as well. The guy's been able to take the most opportunity, that maximizes opportunities the most, has been Jack Kelly, who's a redshirt freshman there for the Wildcats. He leads the team in sacks with 4 and tackles for loss for 5. But that's all to say, when you're watching Weber State's defense, Heckard is an All-American caliber player for sure. I think Winston Reed is getting there as well. Everybody else, though, is just a cog in the machine, and that's what they want it to be. They want it to be overwhelming. They want to come at you in waves. They want to display their depth, and they've done a great job recruiting because they have a ton of dudes that they can throw at you. Montana State hosts Weber State Saturday afternoon, Bozeman, Montana. 5th-ranked Wildcats versus the 3rd-ranked Bobcats. Should be an outstanding football game. We'll have full coverage for you. SkylineSportsMT.com. Keep following along. Keep reading, listening, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please subscribe to our Big Sky Breakdown podcast, available on all of your various podcast hosting units. And keep on following along, SkylineSportsMT.com. Skyline Sports, every day, every season.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.